Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and I forgot to do my do not disturb button again. Okay, so, yeah, this is the money economy reading. It's sort of like a mixture for the collective. I've been doing these. I was planning on doing it the coming weekend, but I plan on doing the general readings for all the signs for November, the coming weekend. So I was like, let me go ahead and do the money reading now. So that's what I'm doing. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Also, for October, the general readings are up for every single sign, the love readings are up for every single sign, and the money readings are up for every single sign. Also, I've been doing some collective readings. I did the new moon in Libra reading for the collective, the full moon in Aries, which is right now, the full moon is still in Aries. So, yeah. And also, I did 2 readings yesterday for the collective. One was talking about divorce, another one was talking about the kids didn't like who the parent was dating. If any of those might resonate with you, feel free to check them out. As I always say, with whatever you watch or listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Now that I've said all that, let's get to pre-shuffle energy. So, for some of you with money, you are learning to accept that money is part of life. I feel like for some of you, there has been some guilt about wanting money or wanting more money. And the thing is, there was this card that was at the bottom of the deck during the pre-shuffle energy. I want to read this to you because this talks about the physical world and the spiritual and so on and so forth about money. So it says, the physical me is materialized spirit. Let me read that again. The physical me is materialized spirit. Then on the back it says, some say that you should not want money at all because the desire for money is materialistic and not spiritual. But we want you to remember that you are here in this very physical world where spirit has materialized. You cannot separate yourself from the aspect of yourself that is spiritual. And while you are here in these bodies, you cannot separate yourselves from that which is physical or material. All of the magnificent things of a physical nature that are surrounding you are spiritual in nature. So what this is saying is the physical world and the spiritual world are one and the same. Meaning that while you are here is spirit materialized, because obviously your flesh is part of the physical world, but your spirit is still part of the spiritual world. Your spirit, this is your spirit materialized on the outside. You can't just separate yourself from it. It will always be part of you. It's like dark and light. If you have light, you will automatically have dark as well. So that's what this is saying. It's saying don't beat yourself up. Don't feel like you're being greedy or anything like that. Now, can greed take place? Can being materialistic take place? Yes, that can happen when you overindulge. But if there is balance, which by the way, temperance came out too. If there is balance with how you approach your money mindset, then there isn't anything to feel guilty about, because again, money is part of this life. Money is part of the physical world. Money is not going anywhere. It will always be here in some form. If it's not cash, if it's not a credit card, if it's not gold, if it's not silver, it may be something else like fur. There was once upon a time where people would use furs as a currency and barter with people. So there will always be some type of currency, whether it's the dollar, the peso, the ruble, whatever you want to call it. There's always going to be some type of currency. It is something that people have to use to acquire other things. So while you're in this physical world, while your spirit is materialized here, that is something that you have to learn to accept. All right? Now, let's go ahead and hop into this. I will do my best to pick up as many timelines as possible. Also, some of you are very eager to start new projects. And then some of you, again, travel card came out the world. Part of this is divine timing for some of you. You may be waiting on something money-wise. And you're just like, okay, why hasn't it happened yet? Why hasn't this happened yet? Part of it is divine timing. Some of you may be looking to buy a home and you're like, well, why haven't I got the home yet? Why haven't I got the home yet? Maybe the divine is saying you don't want to buy a home right now because you'll end up paying too much for it, especially with interest rates going up. Maybe the divine is like, let's wait until after the crash so you can get a home pennies on the dollar versus paying full price or an overpriced home right now. Just saying. Divine timing, and that's just one example. Obviously, there are multiple examples when it comes to divine timing, but just keep that in mind. I know that a lot of people are very passionate right now, especially today, because again, full moon in Aries, so people are like, yes, gotta do it. Totally get that. But some things are divine timing. May I have the energy for the collective in regards to money and the economy? May I have the energy for the collective in regards to money and the economy? May I have the energy for the collective in regards to money and the economy? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Also, there might be a world event within the next 30 days. It's not going to be anything what they're talking about. That whole, you ain't got to worry about that. I'm not picking that up. I know that there's been a lot of things said with Armageddon and all this other stuff. There isn't going to be any type of Terminator Judgment Day type thing going on. That's not happening. There will be something else happening that will affect the world economy, but that's not it. All right. Thank you. That card always comes out. What is it about people in cosmetics? My goodness. But the cards are the cards. May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. I can't. Look what came out. Divine timing. So it came out in the pre-shuffle and now it's out in the main reading. So keep that in mind. I know that may not be what some of you want to hear, but divine timing is at play for some people. May I have some more cards, please? Woo! Okay, both of those came out. What do we got? Ooh, I like that. We love that. Okay, so the other card that came out is new money. So some of you may be coming into new money, or some of you may already have received the money and you're acting like new money, meaning that there may be something flashy, or you're being flashy with things. Or there could be somebody who is new money in your orbit. So keep that in mind too. The fourth card that came out is the answer is on the internet. The answer is on the internet. So for some of you, all it takes is sitting down and doing a search and doing that. Because one thing I will say about some people are just like, they go to other people for the answer, or they ask other people for the answer, when really sometimes a quick search on the internet will give you answers, and possibly a better answer than the one that you would have received from the person that you went to before searching. Just saying. So yeah, the answer is on the internet for whatever this is. You will know better than me. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Have some more cards, please. Like I said, I'm looking to pick up as many timelines as possible. That card comes out a lot too, I've noticed, from this deck. May I have another card, please? Thank you. I will take that. Let me set this here, set that there, set this here, and set that there. Okay, so another card that came out is Pay Your Taxes. This comes out quite a bit with this deck. I don't know why so many people aren't paying their taxes, but yeah, you need to do that, myself included. But I have an arrangement. So yeah, but pay your taxes. Definitely do that. All right. Other card that came out is ungrateful. So some of you may be in an ungrateful energy, or someone around you may be ungrateful. Other card that came out is nonprofit organization. This card has been coming out a lot in previous money readings for signs. So some of you may want to work with a nonprofit or start your own nonprofit, or you're already working with or for a nonprofit. All right. May I have another card, please? I don't know why that divine timing and nonprofit, like a line just connected in my head. Some of you may want to start a nonprofit, but it hasn't come together yet. The reason it hasn't is because there's divine timing going on. Also, somebody is thinking about starting a makeover thing. Maybe that's going to be a nonprofit for somebody. Someone's thinking about starting a makeover. This might be why that cosmetics is here. Because you know how sometimes what people do when someone's going to get a job, they help them, look the part when they go in for the interview. I feel like for some of you, there may be something where someone is partnering. Hold on, I'm listening. Okay. There may be something where one organization is partnering with another organization. Now, you may not have the nonprofit organization, you just may have the organization that deals with makeup and cosmetics and things like that. There may be a partnership that you arrange with a nonprofit organization. That partnership will be to help people, and I feel like this is more towards women, to help people do makeovers and stuff that will allow them to go on job interviews or something else. In doing that, also I hear that some of this will just be to help women feel better about themselves. And then also I'm hearing that for some of you, it could be something related to the medical industry, like dealing with mental health and stuff, because you know how they always say, the better you look, the better you feel, even though that's not always the case. But in that same energy, I feel like there might be a partnership is what that will be. And then that will bring in some type of money. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Maybe it'll bring in new money because that could be very lucrative. All right, may I have another card, please? Thank you. All right, for money. Family giving you money. So for somebody, your family may be giving you money. I just heard birthday. So in October, maybe your birthday's in October and your family is giving you money in doing that. But it doesn't necessarily have to be about that. Now, this is kind of interesting because I'm pretty sure for the Libra October reading, this came out. And October is Libra season. Family giving you money. So just throwing it out there, you might be a Libra. And at the bottom of the deck, moving. So somebody is moving at the bottom of the deck. All right. Let's go ahead and clarify a lot of this. See what we got. But I'm still sticking with the accepting money is part of life. I feel that is the main energy. All right. May I have the energy for the cards on the table? May I have the energy for the cards on the table? May I have the energy for the cards on the table? What is it that the collective needs to hear about the cards on the table? What is it that the collective needs to hear about the cards on the table? What is it that the collective needs to hear about the cards on the table? May I have some cards, please? Yes, some of you are going into a leadership role. I feel that I'm seeing a lot of major arcanas that have been showing up as I was shuffling. I feel, you know what, that card keeps on coming out. I feel that for some of you, you're just stepping into more like a boss energy. Again, and I noticed that in the money readings for October. If you haven't checked out the money readings for October, you may want to check those out just to see if anything there might resonate with you. But I feel there's boss energy. Some of you are stepping into your own energy because you're tired of the conflict. Five of Wands. This card has been coming out in a ton of readings. And especially with the full moon in Aries, it's going to jumpstart that for a few days. So, yeah, I would probably say, I just heard between the 9th and the 12th. Between the 9th of October and the 12th of October, yeah, some people might be feeling a little froggy. Just saying. Now, the Eight of Wands also came out with this, and it's about communication. I could feel something is coming in. For some of you, the thing that's coming in will lead you away from the conflict. I feel like your ships will be coming in because don't forget, 8 plus 5 is 3. So keep that in mind as well. It'll be something that will more than likely last you for a while with this new money, is what I'm getting. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. 8 plus 5 is 3 and 8 minus 5 is 3. So either way you do it, if you add 8 and 5 together, it gives you 13, but really it's 3. And starting over, because it starts over again after 10. So yeah, that gives you 3. If you do 8 minus 5, that also gives you 3. So this is telling me that that's a confirmation with the Three of Wands that the ships are coming in. Something's going to come in to move you away from this conflict. I feel like when it comes in, it's going to come in fast. For some of you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. As well, I really feel also that some of you are passionate about your new ideas, too. And then some of you, going back to the moving, don't forget Eight of Wands is moving. I feel also for some of you who are moving, you're moving away from conflict, like you're physically moving as well. I don't know if it's because, thank you. I don't know if it's because of a relationship at home or at the job or whatever, but some of you are just like, you know what, I'm just going to try something new and do that. So Queen of Pentacles came out as well. That's Virgo energy. Thank you. What are these? 2 cards came out. Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Some of you might be moving for love and romance, which will help you with money because, I mean, you got somebody to split the rent with. But you have the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Page of Cups, and you have the Ace of Cups. So this is something new involving emotion. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be related to love. It can be related to something else. Obviously, pages are offers. They bring messages. They can also be travel cards, too. As for the Queen of Pentacles, could be a mother figure, or you could just be in that energy. As for the Ace of Cups, again, that's starting something new. Some of you may just receive an offer for a job, and you're like, okay, this is perfect. This is what I've always wanted to do. For others of you, going back, because this card is calling to me, the answer is on the internet. When you're on the internet, there may be something that you find that fulfills you emotionally, that puts you in the Queen of Pentacles energy where you want to be more entrepreneurial. Because Queen of Pentacles can be an entrepreneurial card too. Because everything the Queen touches turns to gold. She's the Queen of Pentacles, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female. The Queen of Pentacles is very good with money. Okay. What else do we have going on here? May I have some more cards, please? Thank you. We got those coming out. Wow. Okay. So 4 of Wands came out. And then the Star came out reversed. I feel this is going back. Remember what you have. Remember what you have for some of you. Because don't forget, Ungrateful came out. The reason I'm saying that, I'm going back to the divine timing. For some of you who are looking for a house, because this is 4 of Wands energy, which usually relates to a home. For those of you looking for a home, don't be ungrateful because you haven't got your dream home or a home yet. I feel like some of you are giving up hope on finding the home that works for you with this 4 of Wands and the Star card reversed. I'm telling you, don't give up hope. This thing with divine timing is really, really, really strong. It's really strong. And once this 4 of Wands materializes in the physical world, you're going to be like, oh, that's why. It's just happening now. That's going to be the energy. Also, this is so random. I just heard for some of you, with this family giving you money, someone might be giving you a down payment for your home or contributing towards your down payment. Where it's like, okay, if you need $10,000 down, they may give you $5,000 and do that. Like, hey, you come up with $5,000, we'll pull together and give you the other $5,000. And I'm just making up a random number. Not saying someone's going to give you $5,000, but it's just, I feel like there may be a compromise where they do half and you do half. Or, I mean, it's not beyond reach where they just give you the entire down payment. But honestly, I feel like it's going to be a compromise of some sort, is what I feel like. All right. You know what? I'm going to switch up decks. We're going to switch up decks now because I like this deck too. All right. Can we clarify more for the cards on the table? Can we clarify more for the cards on the table? Can we clarify more for the cards on the table? What is it that the collective still needs to hear about the cards on the table? What is that? What? Oh, another Eight of Wands. I'm sitting here looking at that. What is it that the collective still needs to hear about the cards on the table? There's going to be some communication coming in because that's double Eight of Wands. Because I noticed that card it called to me. So that's a double confirmation with Eight of Wands. Something is moving fast. It will move fast and it's going to be unexpected. Also, Eight of Wands is a physical movement card. So again, some of you are physically moving. Now, under this moving card, for some of you who are this new money right here, under the moving card was gold digger. So be careful who you surround yourself with. Some of you may be moving in 2 weeks because I see that card too as well, which is under the gold digger card. So some of you, it might be 2 weeks. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But for some of you who may be related to that new money, be careful who you tell about it. Or be careful who you let know. Because don't forget, like I said before, new money is like flashy money. Where people they're just very obvious with their spending and stuff. They don't really do it in a private way. It's more in your face with their money. And because of that, if you are in that new money energy, be careful because you might attract a gold digger. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I strongly feel there is a physical move happening for some of you. All right, what is it that the collective still needs to hear? And I just looked at the bottom of the deck. Look what it is. Three of Wands. So we have a Three of Wands confirmation, double confirmation. We have an Eight of Wands double confirmation. So this, I told you it was Three of Wands with the 8 and the 5. Did I not tell you that? I told you. So yeah, ships are going to be coming in. It's just the point of it's divine timing. Also, going back to the new money, I want to go back to that accepting money as part of life. For some of you, you may come into a reasonable amount of money and you have to get used to the lifestyle. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm not saying you're coming into millions of dollars. What I am saying is you may come into a certain amount of money where you don't have to think so much when you go shopping. And that's a good feeling, let me tell you. So yeah, it's like you walk into the store and it's like, okay, I'm not going to go crazy, but at the same time, I know I can afford anything in here. It's sort of that energy. So yeah. All right. Can we clarify? May I get some more cards, please? Clarifying the cards on the table. What does the collective need to hear? Okay, that wanted to come out, then it went back. It was the devil card that it was. So at the bottom of the deck. Be careful of any toxic habits or any toxic people. Something just said to me, don't let your new money give you new habits. Or let me rephrase. Don't let your new money give you new bad habits. So yeah, don't let your new money give you new bad habits. So it's okay to cut up every now and then. Now, the Emperor came out reversed. Now, some of you, I just heard you're not going to break my soul. Some of you may be dealing with a toxic boss. That card came out in, whose reading did that come out in for their money reading in October? It was on the tip of my, Leo. I'm pretty sure it was Leo that it came out for. with the toxic boss. But some of you may be dealing with the toxic boss. Again, I feel like some of you are migrating to entrepreneurial spirit. Thank you. With the Hermit, these are two major arcanas. So you have the Emperor reversed and you have the Hermit. So you have Aries energy and well, technically Aries and Capricorn. But you have Aries energy, Capricorn energy because of the Emperor. Emperor is the father of the tarot deck. Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. And then you have Virgo energy with the Hermit as well. And technically with the Devil card, that could be Capricorn energy too. But with this, what I see is someone not entertaining nonsense. The Hermit goes within, is what they do. Now, for some of you, you might be taking a look at yourself and your habits and your, not processes, there's another word. It's on the tip of my tongue. I need the word, please. That structure is, okay, I'll take that, thank you. Your day-to-day habits. That's what it is. You're looking at your day-to-day habits. You're doing an assessment and you're like, okay, does this work for me? It's not working for me. Is this balanced? It's not balanced. So because you're realizing that you're not balanced in this Emperor energy, you switch to Hermit energy, which is Virgo energy, and you take a look at everything. And you're like, how can I balance myself out? How can I make myself a good emperor? How can I make sure the things around me are running properly and that there's structure to the environment, that the T's are being crossed and the I's are being dotted? That's what you're doing for some of you. But for others of you, you got a toxic boss and you're just ignoring them pretty much. And you're looking for ways to get away from the toxic boss. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. May I have some more cards, please? Okay, wow. Knight of Wands energy, another moving card. So keep that in mind, another passion card. So again, some of you are very passionate. You're looking to do this for the long term. The reason that I'm saying that is because one thing that is sticking in my mind is the Ace of Wands. And of course, Knight plus Ace is 2. 2 is about making a choice. And for the Two of Wands, it is about looking out for the long term, is what it is. What's happening for the long term? And I'm waiting for another card to come out. Oh, wow. Okay. And that one too. Let's see what we have. Oh, more wands again. And now we're back to the 3 again, because page plus knight plus ace equals 3. But we have the lovers. And remember what I was telling you about a choice earlier? This doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. It can be, and this is Gemini energy. So some of you could be a Gemini or dealing with a Gemini, or it may be in somebody's chart. But with the lovers, it was originally the choice card too. So some of you may be making a choice. I feel like some of you might be making a choice off of a message or off of information that you receive. A choice where you're choosing your passion. I feel like some of you may be choosing, okay, what am I passionate about and what pays the bills? Some of you might be making that choice. Do you want to do what you're passionate about, or do you want to do what pays the bills? And that's where that's going to come in. But again, you're learning to accept that money is part of life. And that also may factor in your choice too. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. I feel that you will make the right decision because the Queen of Swords is very shrewd. Queen of Swords is Libra energy, is what that is. It is air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. But specifically it's Libra energy is what the Queen of Swords is. The Queen of Swords does not involve that much emotion with it. I feel, because again, I mentioned about emotion earlier when I was talking about the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. So emotion and passion. When it comes to the Queen of Swords, it's not that the Queen of Swords can't feel emotion and passion. The Queen of Swords can. It's just that the Queen of Swords doesn't lead with emotion and passion. The Queen of Swords leads with logic. And the Queen of Swords will look at the situation and be like, okay, yeah, this does excite me. It makes me feel good. But will it help me sustain what I'm looking to do? If it will not, then how long could I do it for to bring, to elevate? It's sort of like you're taking a job, but you're getting in on the ground floor. The Queen of Swords might look at that and be like, okay, this job doesn't pay what I want it to pay, but I'm getting into the company. How long would it take me to get a promotion or to do this or to do that? And the Queen of Swords will weigh all of that. And if the Queen of Swords is like, okay, I can make this amount of money for 6 months to a year. After 6 months to a year, if they don't give me a promotion, I'll just look for another job. Because this job here, even though it pays less, it is kind of fulfilling. Or the Queen of Swords is going to be like, okay, this job here is paying me almost double what I would be making at the job that I get passion and emotional fulfillment from. How long would it take to match up with that money? That too. That's how the Queen of Swords works. And based off of that analysis will determine what job is taken. For those of you looking for a job or having to choose between your passion and emotions versus what pays the bills. But like I was saying before, accepting money is part of life. That is one thing that I feel a lot of you are beginning to understand. And don't feel guilty about wanting more money. There's nothing wrong with wanting more money. There's nothing wrong with making more money. There's nothing wrong with being rich. There's nothing wrong with being poor. All of this stuff is subjective once it's all said and done. Because your idea rich and my idea rich, and then if I walk outside and talk to somebody and their idea rich might be all different ideas. It's all subjective. It's about what works best for you. What fulfills you emotionally? What are you passionate about? That's the thing that you have to tap into. But I've covered a lot of timelines here, as I said I would. And those are your messages. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Till next time, be blessed.